attackers, especially single women.
Exactly. Well, this empowers them. Of course, you're going to get size, strength,
Yeah.
as well. When you look better, you feel better. You get the size and strength. Your ego improves. Where you feel confident about yourself. So if you are in a situation where someone is about to attack you, or you're in a situation where you could be attacked, you're going to feel more confident. Unfortunately, attackers look for someone who's weaker so they can overcome them. Well, if you have a self-confidence about you, that aura, you'll be less likely to be attacked.
Okay. Now, that's the next one on anabolics, anabolic steroids. Okay. How are they taken? And we're looking at the. I noticed they can be taken orally.
Yes, anabolic steroids can be taken orally by pills, by injection through the needle, by a patch, or rub-on ointment.
Mm-hmm. Now, steroid abusers doses can be up to 100 times higher than doses used for treating medical conditions.
That's correct. And this is how athletes get caught, because we do certain tests, and we have, and this is something that they don't know.
In other words, when they test them, they make sure they're at the right level.
Right. Well, again, let me address this. Both men and women produce testosterone. Women produce it at a much lower level than men do, and that's what makes men males. Mm-hmm. Now, there is a normal range. When we test the blood, we take samples. We look for the normal range. If you are outside this normal range, it could be, this suggests that it could be up to 100 times the normal range. Then we know, besides testing for a specific, drug, we know that you're taking anabolic steroids.
In other words, so if the baseball wanted to control it, they need to do more testing.
They need to do a lot more testing.
Okay. Now, let's take the next one.
Yes, we have a practice which is called stacking. Stacking is a practice where a steroid abuser takes two or more anabolic steroids. And why would one do that? And that's because they're looking for a desired result. Again, taking steroids is scientific. It's down to specifics where they can get desired results by taking different types of steroids. So there is a science to it now. They have people who studied this, and there are books out there that teach athletes and non-athletes of how to take the steroids.
Mm. So people are making money on it, not only selling it, but they're making money on how to use it.
That's correct.
Okay, now this has really gotten serious. Let's take that last one because it addressed to the issue that we just mentioned.
Again, a practice is called pyramiding. Pyramiding is a practice where a steroid abuser gradually increases, then decreases the amount of anabolic steroid over a period of 6 to 12 weeks. Mm. And the reason why I wanted to go over stacking and pyramiding, so if you are a parent and you're hearing your child or friends of your child and they're talking about stacking, they're talking about pyramiding, they're talking about the juice.
This is a steroid user's language.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. So there are certain terms you need to learn. They have a glossary on terms. You're taking a juice. You're taking pump. Are you stacking? Are you pyramiding?
This is good.
Are you on the needle?
Yeah, this is good for parents to hear this.
Right.
Even people who are relating to other individuals, that tells you that they're actually using it.
Right. Also, I'll give you a little. Again, since I train, another clue would be that their buttocks or their shoulders are sore on Mondays and Thursdays, because typically that's when guys will inject the medications. So we had a joke in the gym that we'd walk around and smack each other in the butt, and if they were talking they had a sore butt, don't hit me, then we know they were injecting.
Right. Okay. Now let's go to the other timelines, okay? Now, I'll let you take the first two.
Okay, timeline. I felt that this is important so you can recognize the advancement of anabolic steroids.
How bad this has been going. Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, the timeline starts as in 1935, the male hormone testosterone was first synthesized. That means when it was first made.
Mm-hmm.
In 1940s, German soldiers were given synthetic testosterone, that's steroids, to increase their performance and aggressiveness on the battlefield.
You know, when I see these movies, you know, I used to always wonder, why do these German soldiers look so bigger, so huge, and so demonstratory as in comparison with the American soldiers? Even when they marched, I mean, they appear to be marching larger.
Yeah, right.
Even when they in their uniform, and they seem to project a massive, superior structure.
Right.
Steroids.
It's the steroids. Of course,
Steroids.
it just steroids brings you to the next level. You know, again, size, shape, endurance, and just how you feel about yourself mentally. You feel you are larger than life, and that's the psychological edge that you get, and that's what these athletes are looking for. In this particular situation in Germany, and there are other countries, but you know, it's just documented here again as the progression of the steroids itself, the timeline that they use it. And there was probably other groups that use it as well.
They're coming up to 1952. Go ahead.
Okay, 1952. The Russian weightlifting team has an unfair advantage due to synthetic testosterone steroids.
Right.
So again, they came into the Olympics and they won a lot of medals, a lot of gold medals. They broke records, and they determined this was due to the steroid use.
But in Russia, it was legal.
Yeah, in a lot of these countries, it was legal.
Yeah. Okay. Now, in 1958, then something happened.
Yeah, 1958. The first United States pharmaceutical company was finally able to develop steroids.
Right. And in 1970, which is 20 years later.
In the 1970s, the demands grow as athletes seek the competitive edge that anabolic steroids provide. Again, this is coming down to who's going to win. I need that competitive edge. I need the psychological edge. I need the strength. I need that endurance. I need to break records. I need to. Do you hear that term I'm using? I need, I want.
Yeah.
And that's what the steroids do. And that's the psychological.
Yeah, getting better, getting faster, overcoming heights, breaking records and things like that. In 1975, International Olympic Committee banned steroids in Olympic competition. And that's moving again. In 1980, non-athletes discovered steroids, illegal steroids, black market flourishes. Now explain that, what happened there in 1980.
Right, well this is, again, I'm a 70s.
But now it's not athletes anymore.
Right, you see the progression of the steroid movement. I'm a 70s, 80s kid, and I always say that because I was a teenager in my 70s and in my, in my early 20s in the 80s. During the 80s, we started, again, while I was in the gym, you're starting to see non-professional athletes starting to take steroids. So then there was a need. I need. What am I going to do to get this edge? I'm seeing guys grow around me, and I'm training, and I'm not growing. Why? So there was a market for the steroids, for the non-medical conditions. So then the black market, again, steroids coming from outside the country or even within the country, because you can break into pharmacies and steal it, or if you have connections, you're able to get these medications because it's illegal. But at this time, we didn't have laws in effect. But still, you're able to get the medications.
But something happened in 1988. Go ahead. Let's take that one, because finally our legislators decided to do something.
Right. Finally, the federal government realized that there's a significant problem with...
Took us a long time.
Yeah, it did. So we're talking at least 20 years. From the 1970s, it was almost 20 years when the federal government finally got involved. And in 1988, the first federal regulations, it's called the Anti-Drug Abuse Act, goes into effect, and it's regarding steroids.
Okay.
We go into one more here.
Yeah.
As this movement progresses, in 1990, Congress passes the Anabolic Steroid Enforcement Act. Steroids now become a Schedule III drug. Again, requiring a physician to prescribe steroids.
Now, let's go to the beginning, Dr. Tamayo. What is steroids?
Steroids are synthetic man-made chemicals which mimic the natural hormone testosterone.
Okay. Are steroids legal or illegal?
Steroids are illegal, and in order to get steroids, you must have a medical condition which warrants steroids, and you must have a prescription.